take 4 or 5 there.
At least.
At least. Welcome to
happens,
Backstage
man.
with the Simple Church podcast. Backstage, it just wasn't working.
Backstage, we don't know what
We were
happened.
early, but
We've
we're
sometimes with technology, as we learned at the 11 o'clock hour, you can always be thrown a curve.
That's right. That's why I don't judge. Because I just had everything ready. I prepped it, tested. Everything was good to go, and then it wasn't. But we're here now.
Good news is we got light.
That's right. We got light. We're not in the dark.
You can be able to see it.
I can at least control that.
One way or the other. Yeah, I'm not going to bring anything up on that. I'll just try to go. Thank God for volunteers.
That's right. And thank you for downloading, listening, tuning in on Facebook, being patient with us on Backstage with the Simple Church.
I was going to say paid. I don't know. Some are paid, so I can't even say it was just volunteers. You never know.
It's complicated, but we are glad you're here in the No Fear series, recapping with the Simple Church podcast team here. Jordan Phillips back from Disney.
Yo,
Speaking of no fear, how about Disney? Did you survive?
it was a blast.
So you don't sound very excited for somebody
had
that
so
just
much
came from
fun.
Disney.
How many kids?
Did I have?
I mean, was it other family members?
In Disney?
No, was there other family members?
No, it was me, my wife, and 2 kids.
That's it. So you don't have any other family
Nope.
members?
My mom. So my mom's from Tampa, so she actually went to visit her mom and family, and then they came over on Tuesday. Just my
Gotcha.
mom and my aunt. just
Yes,
to
well,
hang out with us.
I mean, it's easier because you're not doing
Managing
cousins
people.
and nephews and
brother.
whatever. Yeah, I get it.
But having my mom there for that one day was like
It's a game
world
changer.
of a difference.
Oh yeah, you got. I mean,
Shout
you go
out
from man to man
moms.
to zone. I mean, you can go to little zone
It's
action.
huge.
Shout out to the moms.
Huge. Mother's Day coming up May 10th.
Yep.
No,
something
we had
for
a
your mom.
great time. We had an absolute blast.
That's awesome.
So
Your kids won't remember it, but I'm glad it was fun. I'm only speaking from experience. Ian and I, we went on all these adventures and asked him as a grown man, what was your favorite? He said, I don't remember any of them. I said, perfect.
Awesome.
Thanks for the encouragement.
If somebody
There
had
you
fallen
go.
in
But
the
you're making
crocodile
the
pit, they
memories.
would have remembered.
oh yeah.
We learned something.
And then the last day where we get done with the park and we get back to the hotel and camp, all he wanted to do was go swim at the resort. That's
course.
all he wanted to do.
Yes.
And he's like, "This is so much fun." I'm like,
could have done this
"What
in
about
Bossier.
what about Mickey?"
See, and this is like why you will understand. How old are you now?
32.
Okay, so let's see. Somewhere in that range. I'm trying to remember my exact age because we've been gone 11, so that'd be, 40, yeah. Somewhere in that range. The directional leadership team behind the scenes, okay, I was having similar discussions to all this. This is why you tune into Backstage at Simple Church.
There you go.
I had young kids. Emma was a baby. Hannah and Ian were definitely little. I don't know. I can't remember ages, but early elementary, if not barely in elementary. And we were trying to figure out how to let our kids swim. Have you heard this story? Stop me if you have.
I feel like you may have told me, but
But I don't remember if I've said it on here. Yeah, okay.
I don't think you told on.
So we were we were looking at joining clubs, like whether it was Stonebridge or whatever. And we were like, I said, man, and all I could think about was my fat self out there at Stonebridge in front of everybody. And I was like, and back then, there were no such thing as really swim shirts like there are today. I was like, I can't get naked out there in front of everybody. I just don't think I feel comfortable in that. You know what I'm saying? It's a little weird, man. When you walk up and your pastor's got his man's chest hanging out, it's weird, all right? So I was like, I don't know about all this. So we're having all these discussions, and the older, wiser guys at the church said, you know what you need to do is you just need to build a pool. And I remember thinking, I can't build a pool. Like, we lived in Stockwell. I mean, they know my side. I don't got no money and all this kind of stuff. Well, surprisingly, when I priced all of that out, I was able to build a pool for the same thing as a membership. And everybody's like, you'll never get your money back. When the truth was that what happened to you is exactly what happened at my house every night. Because when they're that age, it is the best. They want to swim every night. We'd go out there, like, let's go swimming, let's go play. So we were out there. We didn't watch TV. We weren't in front of video games. It was like, Dad, let's do this. And then you'd cook outside. And then the majority of their younger years, we stayed outside swimming in the backyard. And then all the kid neighborhoods wanted to come over. Alex Blackburn, everybody was like, we're going to swim. Well, they were right. And what I told them was, I'll do that later. I'll get a pool when they're older or whatever. And they said, hey, newsflash, because they were older. Now I'm older. And they said, when you're older, when you can afford it, no one gets in the pool. And you know what the truth is? Exactly what they said. Because as they age, now if I get a little bit older, it'll be grandkids. But right now, in this weird age, it's like, yeah, nobody really wants to get in. I mean, Emma will, but nobody. Ian didn't. Hannah didn't. Nobody. No friends come over. And like, so we just tore down our above ground pool, ripped it out. But what we're preparing for is eventually grandkids. So one day we'll hopefully get that done again.
My parents, they just a few years ago they put in a
Yeah.
in-ground pool, and we're over there all the time.
That's
the
why.
kids love swimming.
My father-in-law, same deal. He got one in there. We are over there every day in the summer.
Yeah.
And we're benefiting from Bill already not having grandkids
Yeah.
till later.
Right.
We get to go hang out in the
Yeah,
swimming
y'all are
pool.
right down the street from them.
Yeah, and that's where I go back to it. It's like now, again, depending on what you can, pools now are outrageous. Back then they weren't that high. I mean, it was really when you divided it out. I think I got a second mortgage is how I did it because it was relatively close to the same price of a membership somewhere. But then I thought I have it in my own backyard. I don't have to leave. We can do it late. We can have party. I was like, man, we're going to do it. And they were right. And we had some of the greatest memories and pictures of our kids and family was in that pool just because it was countless hours. So then it became that exactly it. Now, does he remember that? Yeah, they remember all that. But like on these trips and stuff, it's like, man, kind of. But when we would go to a resort, it was the same way. When they're young like that, it's like, just go to the pool. We're good.
Yeah. It was fun. I mean, they had a blast. Like, they really loved meeting all the characters.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my daughter, she's 2. She won't remember any of it. But, I mean, her getting out of the stroller and just jumping up and down to go meet one of the characters.
Sure. It's for you as much as it is, well, really more for you.
Oh, and then we go to one of the restaurants. It was the Toy Story restaurant. And they're like, y'all want to ride the horses into the table? And they've got little hobby horse heads on the sticks, and they're just pouncing through the restaurant. I mean, I got a video of it. It's
I
funny.
can tell you,
awesome.
you dropped some coins, though, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you, dude. It's
We only went
expensive.
$400 over budget.
That's not
Okay.
too bad.
No.
That's not too bad.
Can't get too mad
So,
at that.
it was good.
Where'd y'all stay?
At the Port Orleans French
Yeah.
Quarter, right
Yeah,
there on
that's cool.
on site.
I just know it's expensive, man, and everything. Right now, we were talking about eating lunch today. We're talking about y'all being
Everything.
young parents. Can you go out to eat with the economy the way it is? And they were like, Evan and Josh were like, nope.
Dude, we got home the other day and went from the airport to Chick-fil-A, and it was $45.
Oh,
I was
yes.
just about to say we can't eat at Chick-fil-A for less than $50.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And that, it's insane.
It's so good.
You like
It's
Chick-fil-A?
the Lord's
Oh,
chicken,
yeah.
man.
He says,
Huh?
It's the Lord's chicken.
Get you an 8-count with the mac and cheese, put it
Oh,
all
I'm
together with some buffalo sauce.
oh my gosh, I've
Oh,
never had
baby.
that.
Come
Really?
on.
No, sir.
Spicy chicken deluxe, man.
No, I'm a plain guy. I
That
mean,
new
just a little
ranch
barbecue
thing they
sauce.
got, too. That
not
jalapeno
tried
ranch.
that.
Oh,
Had it.
it's good.
Had it. Elite.
This is why you tune in right here.
And we're not even at lunchtime. Yeah, this
no,
is after lunch.
I don't know.
I didn't
do
eat
ranch.
lunch now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Were you
That's
mowing?
why you're hungry.
You better go out there and mow it and
Mow.
make up that money, son.
We got a T-ball game tonight, so I'll get
Oh,
some
yeah.
nachos.
Get rained out.
Getting another ring?
Is it rain coming again?
I don't
Oh,
know.
they
It's
got
coming
turf
tomorrow.
fields
Man, it's
now,
rained
sir.
every day
Oh.
this week.
There you go.
Allegedly.
And for everybody wondering, we won the T-ball tournament.
They were wondering.
They were.
Yeah, I'm sure they were all tuned in, just hanging on the
there
edge
is
of
a
their
storm coming.
The result, I told you.
Going to Disney World, winning championships.
What a life. to be
Man,
Jordan Phillips.
he's living. Well, not all of us are able. Apparently,
That's right. You know who else is winning?
Who's that?
Everyone who's listened to the new No Fear series.
Amen.
Justin.
There we
Oh.
go. Boy, I like how you changed that.
That's
gear
right.
around.
We are in the middle of it, talking about what's going on. Just give us a little quick health update. Let's talk about that some. Get a
Yeah,
little more depth with you.
Went to the surgeon, Dr. Mole, and Dr. Mole said, you can leave it in there if you want to. And I said, well, what would you do? And he said, don't ask me that. And I'm like, well, I am. And he said, I would take it out because of my age. And talked to all my doctors, everybody, Jason, and anybody and everybody, Mike, Ricky, and everybody. And you take
You
it
know
out.
some.
Well, you take it out because when the mass is in the center of your chest, it can only go towards your heart because your sternum is kind of blocking it. So before it grows anymore, why would you just go ahead and take it out? And we're like, absolutely. And then he kind of scares you a little bit because there's no fear. Then they're like, well, but it's painful. Just warning you. It's going to be pretty painful. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, how long is the recovery?
2 days in the hospital, which I didn't know that. I thought it would be laparoscopic and I'd be out of there. But he said they put a chest tube in, more than likely. And
Well, I
then,
bet because of what the location of it
Yeah,
is.
but it's robotic. I mean, and then I keep thinking right now, speaking of no fear, I showed not this week, but last week, that robot that lost control and started whooping those
Karate chopping.
I thought, God, let my robot stay straight. You know what I'm saying?
That's not the surgery robot.
yeah, he's going
thankfully.
to come in there and just start. Yeah. Next thing I know, man, I'm going to be diced up like a can of tuna.
We're going to put the link in the show notes. That's worth watching. If you didn't know, if you listen on audio, you can go and click the links and find these videos and stuff we're talking about.
Yeah, well, you
each
got to
week.
listen to the sermon. Go back and
That's
watch.
right, you
Not
can
last
watch it.
week's, the week before. But I only say that because it's robotic. But he goes between your ribs, and so they're warning you that it's like, have you ever had a broken rib? I'm like, yeah, that wasn't pleasant. They're like, well, it's like having two of those. And I'm like, oh, perfect. Yeah. And then it takes about a week or so, week and a half to recover. So 2 weeks, I'll be back. But I'm thinking June. Me and Angie are praying through. We're trying to get all that. Hannah graduates in May, and so we'll probably look around that. But
I'm requesting that the wolf speaks while you
oh,
out.
Lord, that would be awesome. Yeah, let the wolf
Yes,
in.
awesome.
please make that happen.
Oh, well, the problem is he's so ADD. I've seen him try to speak on the video because he's out of the habit. There's no telling where it's going, and it's usually very bad. Putt, we were worried about because he's ADD. It would be nothing compared to the wolf. I promise you. He'd be like, man, listen, dog. This is what I'm trying to say. Listen, dog. I mean,
He'd
you
get
don't.
up there and he talk for 3 minutes and be like, "I'm out."
No, he won't. He'd get going, cuz I promise you. But yeah, that's the update on that. So we'll update you a little bit more once we get a little closer. But that's
People are asking.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah,
Continue
so
to
we'll
pray for
see.
you.
Yep, thank you. Keep it up.
Absolutely.
Keep it up.
So killer robots, not good. We got some folks watching,
Attack
tuning
giraffes.
in.
Yep.
Attack giraffes. We always have a
Brian
good
saw an
giraffe.
attack giraffe at Shields this week or
Yep.
last week.
I
Yeah,
saw it.
golf
The
trip.
one up in there.
An attack
That's
giraffe
awesome.
in there.
But thanks for tuning in. If you're watching live on Facebook on Mondays, you can check it out on the audio side, Spotify or Apple Podcast. You cut out a lot of the nonsense at the beginning. You never see if you listen to the audio version.
Yeah.
That's right. It's edited. It's nicely contained. Jordan does a great job. Even there, you can check out
It
the
used
audio.
to be worse.
It's better now.
Well,
Well,
now that we're live, we can't go off the rails.
We just try to answer questions or like help you through whatever. Like we were talking. The reason I was asking about all this kid stuff, this week's message, you have Senior Sunday and you have child dedication. So what I decided to do was no fear parenting is what the message is going to be. Ooh. It's like in this world of anxiety and stress and raising kids, like I remember, I'm going to go back because me and Angie, when we took the kids to Disney, Angie has more anxiety than I do. And I remember we went and got with Oasis and Debbie and Randy and all them, and we were like, she wanted color-coded shirts that we all had to wear every day because she was confident one of us would get separated and she was going to be able to spot us in neon shirts. The only problem is every other anxiety-filled parent has a neon shirt on, so you better hope that you
Couple
get the
thousand neon kids.
Yeah, and you're like, I don't know if this is going to help or
Put
not.
air tags on our kids.
They
Did
actually
you?
do
Yeah,
that
on
now.
their shoes.
It's great. There's they have a bracelet.
Yeah, see, so, I mean, that's, growing up, think of all the Disney trips before air tags.
Oh, I was thinking the other day, I'm like, I don't know how people got around and did all the stuff without like the technology.
You had to know. You read signs. And what's crazy is we joke about this. Angie brought it up not too long ago to our kids. When she was 16, she would drive to Dallas. Now, you can remember, there's nothing. No cell phones, no maps, nothing. And would go and do everything. And her mom and then would say, just stop at a payphone every, I don't know, maybe once a day and let us know you're
Check
all
in.
right. Can you imagine today someone doing that? And then the irony is, Angie struggles with anxiety. She wouldn't let our kids walk from here to that wall back in the day without doing something. It's just a different world.
Right.
I mean, but then is it?
I remember my
Is it
dad.
just more?
I remember
know
my
more.
Yeah.
I remember my parents driving around Dallas when I was a kid. My mom with the Atlas
Yes.
in the passenger seat, and my dad just hating driving in Dallas. And I was like, yeah, I could. I mean, even with your GPS,
But like right now, I drove to Dallas. We played golf over there. I could drive today, and I could get to certain places with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you
Yeah,
grew up
that's skill.
going there, well, like back in the day, though, you grew up going places. So you went to your aunts, your uncles. You knew eventually how to get there. If you were going somewhere new, you usually knew how to get in the area, and then you stopped and asked for directions. Or you'd go, hey, like you could get and go, hey, I know it's in whatever, if it's in Frisco. So then you could stop, get a gas station, fill up. Hey, man, we're looking. Oh, yeah, go up here and take a left. Now you don't do, you are too dependent on this.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The famous story at our family is my grandfather was in Vietnam. He's deployed in Vietnam in the Air Force. And they told my grandma that she had to move to Washington, D.C. before he got back. So with 2 kids and a dog, she had to sell her house, pack
By
up from
herself.
California, and drive to New York with 2 kids by herself. He was deployed for a year, and she had to transfer and get over.
And that's
I
what
was driving. We were walking around Disney, and I was like, okay, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, however long ago, if you got separated from your family
you just started a new family.
at Disney, but like at Disney, if you got separated, how did you find them?
You
just
went to
wander
one
around.
of
No,
them
you
little
tell
employees.
your kids back in the day,
Meet
you
at
would
this
tell
spot.
your kids, meet in this spot or go to a security guard.
Go to
But-
the security
but
guard
back
and
in
get
the
called
day-
over that intercom.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the parents of
attention,
Jordan
teachers and
Phillips, please report.
That's true. I know. Oh, and then whenever we were student pastors and all that, it was the same way
We
would
saw a fifth grade like
bus.
trip there. I'm
Yeah.
like, no.
See, but that's why it's so funny is it's like anxiety and fear has got us.
And it's the illusion of control.
Yes.
You can have more control now with the technology, with the AirTag, and we still don't really have control.
No.
But you know more.
Yeah, and that ain't always good.
Right.
I mean, that's the other part of it is like, how much does it consume of your time to worry about, let me go
Life
check that app or
360.
let me go see what's going on. And that's what's so weird about everything. That's why I'm going to talk about it a little bit because I'm still, in our family, and I don't know how this is in y'all's family. This is just me and Angie. I am definitely not anxiety prone. Okay, so it is a little challenging for me to go like, what are we freaking out over, or what's the problem? I have my own issues. I'm the anger guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not an anxiety guy, but I can go off the handle if it goes off too quick or whatever. Angie's very patient, but she's super anxious. So it would be like whenever you're coming together and you're trying to figure something out, whatever that is, a trip to Disney. I remember how she was really worried about it. That's why we don't do a funny thing you will never see, and we never went that I can remember, maybe once. Angie will never do a parade. Never. She's like, I have no desire ever to get into a crowd of people. Way before mass shootings and way before everything that we know today, her personality was, it's just too much. Me, we went to Mardi Gras. I would go.
driving the float.
Yeah, like I would go to float. It doesn't make any difference to me. I don't necessarily like it, but it wasn't like I'm not worried about that. But I don't know if in y'all's family is one a worrier and one's
100%.
yeah. I mean,
I
are
don't
you the
feel
one?
like- No, I don't feel like I'm the worst. The only time I get anxiety is like when there's too many people around and I can't get to where I'm going. So like a parade doesn't bother me. All the people at Disney doesn't bother
you're,
me.
like,
But
leaving a
we're
concert.
walking around Disney Springs, and I can't get to where I'm going because there's so many people just everywhere. That gives me anxiety.
Yeah. No, I can understand
That's
that.
about really it though.
Well,
But
see, then-
Tyler, my wife, like her being a nurse, she knows so much.
yeah.
So like,
She's
she's
more-
a labor and delivery nurse, and she like that's what she does. And so like, when we were having our kids,
Oh, it was worse.
everything was elevated because she knows all of the risk. I mean, she
Worst-case
works for the
scenario.
high risk pregnancy doctors now, so like she knows all of the risks. So it was like,
Oh, that's the problem.
She knows all.
is
She knows,
She knows
all the things.
everything.
Yeah.
knowledge is beautiful, but it
Two-edged
is a curse.
sword.
Because it's the same way with where I start with the fire department, or if you're anybody first responders, same way. That's why first responders struggle, is because just like a minister, in some ways, you're exposed to more trauma and more issues than the average person, because you have a church of thousands of people and somebody's getting cancer constantly.
That is something I
And
have-
someone is going to the hospital constantly, and someone is dying constantly, but then someone's getting married constantly, and someone's having
Having a
babies
baby.
constantly. So you have all of this going on, and that's why sometimes people are like, as a minister, sometimes, no, you do have to check out. Like Putt gave me this heads up on this app, because everybody struggles with anxiety to a degree, whether that's career, kids, whatever. Well, he ran across that Pause app, and we talked about it before, but I've been doing it in the morning, and I'm like, that's a really good tool because it's very calming. Now, some people, if you walked in on it, you'd think I was smoking marijuana and like out in the woods, you know what I'm saying? Because it's John Elders, but it's the way he talks, and
He's a Colorado guy.
But the point is, it's like calming down to connect to the source, which is God, and trusting that. Like where I'm saying fear, the reason we have so much fear is it really is a lack of trust. God can't handle this. I'm in control. I need to make sure my kid don't blah blah blah. And yes, there's guidelines, but then it's like over control gets to a place of where you can't live because you're too consumed with what ifs, what could happen, and oh my gosh, and the next thing you know, it's like, and then a lot of the times the things you worry about never happen.
Right.
A lot of the time. I mean, and this is part of the problem. I'm sitting here talking about this, and this is funny because it's what you do for a living. It came in headlines: crew member crushed as they prepare for a concert. Before that may have happened, and you may hear about it somewhere, but now it's instant on your phone. It's sending me a news alert.
On top of what's happening in Iran, on top of what's happening with
everything.
shootings,
And I'm like, I don't need to necessarily know it, but I don't know how to turn off whatever my notifications are. Yeah, but I mean, I go
feel
back
like even if you turn it off, the thing still finds you.
Yeah, sometimes it'll still, and I just go back to, it's just so much is coming at you, man. And it's like,
becoming a minister, that's something Josh talked about too, is like the average person in America attends one funeral every 2 years.
yeah.
And you don't think about it. You not like I had never been to a funeral until I was in middle school.
Right.
I lost a family member. I was very fortunate and thankful. But then you go to 6, 8, 10 a year, hearing those worst case scenarios, and you do a lot
I
more.
can't even think of the last time I went to a funeral.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, so like I have one tomorrow, of a baby, and that's what people don't understand is that pain.
When was your last one before that?
Oh, within the month.
See, yeah,
2 a month.
Yeah, so I mean, but it could be sometimes seasons it's really, really busy. It just depends on, just like anything else. But I go back to, that's where, like, connecting to God and going, okay, like, you're only human, so it does affect you. So you don't get a pass, as I keep saying, like it all. But then you got to really go back to the source, because if there is no source and you're not leaning on that,
The vine and the branches.
then that really is the problem. And so what happens is you think as a young person, especially as a young minister, I'm good, I got this, until you don't. And then you're going, and then it's not just ministers, it's everybody. Because there's going to be something in our lifetimes, I mean, it's just the way it is, that you're not going to be able to control. And then you go, well, what are you going to do? How are you going to handle that? And now at least counseling's more normal. I mean, at least you can go, I mean, I talked to 2 people today, we're setting them up with counseling. First responders, just like they're struggling. And they go back and go, before that was never even heard of or talked about. It's like, oh, but you got to find the ways to do it. You got to talk it out, and work through it, and a lot of people don't. And fear and anxiety is a huge one. I mean, there's a lot of people struggling out there.
and there's a fear and anxiety to admitting that you're struggling, because then you fear that you're being seen as weak, or that you know can't handle what people say. Oh, your life's good. What are you struggling with? And it's like everybody can have something to struggle with. It don't matter.
It's
how much money, how much family, how much whatever you got. I mean, it's tough out there.
Well, especially because it's a lot of information coming at you. I mean, really, like you think about it, we also now, because of Facebook, all of the different ways that you connect with other people's lives. When we were growing up, you only knew the people right around you. And then if you went to church, you knew some of them. And you went to school, you knew some of them. But beyond that, like now, you're looking at everything. The
self-fulfilling. If you start clicking on the TikTok that tells you the worst case, it's going to feed you more of those things, and it's going to connect.
But even just like in the community, like I go back to Facebook, and we're all connected to all that information instantaneously. So a tragedy happens, like the one in Shreveport. Yeah. Everybody knew within seconds. It used to be you would hear about that later, but I mean, there were people, that happened last Sunday. Before I stopped coming in to where the suspect was killed or killed himself, but from there to the time I got here, I was already bombarded with 1,000 questions. And I'm like, how did you even 6 a.m. in the morning? Like, how do y'all even know it? Because social media and then it goes out, And I'm like,
the guy's Facebook page was all over Facebook by the time we got out of church.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got 3 or 4 messages before I even saw anything about it.
Yeah.
Because all my crew guys, they're all from around the country. So, they're like, what's going on? Are y'all all right?
Right.
Yeah. They don't know.
Well, today, like I was just going to say, we went to Linwood today to love on all those teachers, because a lot of the kids went to Linwood. And imagine, like as an adult, we have that, but imagine as a kid receiving all that information and knowing what's going on and connected in the questions. And
because I got
tough.
to go to Summer Grove with Robin Thursday,
Yeah.
and the art teacher came in and started crying. It's like, we have their artwork they didn't take home, and so they framed it and were giving it to the parents, and she was crying.
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. And then on top of that, all those kids, little babies, trying
Oh,
to
they're
figure out,
young.
and
They were young.
sent a letter home with everybody to tell them at the school what happened.
Told you, small world. That the foster kid that we were doing respite for, his daycare was 2 blocks from that.
Oh, yeah.
2 blocks. So some of those kids, I think, went to that daycare because the teacher knew him.
Yeah.
Yep. And it affects
Yeah,
so many people.
yeah,
So
well,
thank
we'll
you for
talk-
writing notes.
Oh yeah,
Thank you
everybody
for
wrote.
contributing.
I got to hand out a bunch of notes. Hannah went with me, and we had we partnered with Asbury and
Calvary
was there. We all got to do it together. I mean, we went in and Robin organized all. That was great. And
shout out businesses doing good in the community.
Yeah, Honey Bake,
Jersey Mike's, and
Jersey
then
Mike's, Scooters.
They
They were
stepped up and were willing to do it. And
Yeah, I got to hand out a lot of Scooters, free coffee. Those ladies were very excited.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of people. Those teachers are dealing with those kids in those classrooms and all those questions.
fresh off of
and-
testing, which is stressful. They'd had testing.
Oh
the week
yeah, I mean
before, and
it's
all of it,
you
so.
know, but that's where it goes. That's the real, you go. How do you do it? And really, you are the hope. You are the light. That's what he calls us. And so to go in those situations and find a way to encourage and point to the good and celebrate the good. Bluebell ice cream showed up today with all kind of ice cream. So we were handing out ice cream. Well, ice cream makes it good. You know what I'm saying? Kids were
Helps a little.
Then I got there and they were like, hey, we're trying to put these lights out, solar lights and teddy bears. They had teddy bears for each of the kids. Well, I'm out there doing maintenance. I'm out there. I don't know where. I don't know where the maintenance guy was, but I'm installing all
Back
the
to your
lights.
janitor days.
Oh, I had it. So
There you go.
I got it done. I was laughing. Hannah was like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I got
Just installing some
Installing
lights.
lights.
got the
I got
lights
pulled
in.
over here.
Yeah, I'm over here.
That's what a
getting-
minister does.
Yeah, it was fun though.
Oh,
But anyway,
man.
very thankful for everybody helping to make it happen.
Absolutely doing good. Thank y'all for writing those letters. It meant
Yes.
a lot to them. I caught Robin right before I left, and she said some of those kids were so excited. To
They
read
were.
Those notes.
It was
and
awesome.
That's a win.
We'll
for
share
sure.
some pictures in the pre-show this week. I'm sure.
Tune in before each service. And
Yep.
if you're watching live on Facebook, you can drop your comments or questions. We got a good theological question.
Oh, good.
Kathy Carter stepped
there
up.
we go.
Oh, Kathy.
We got folks watching. Amber watching. I think she's at Millie's golf tournament.
What's up, Amber?
Yeah,
Good
Amber,
luck.
how are you at Millie's golf tournament watching? She's
She's probably
probably
sitting in the car.
bored. Yeah, she's probably bored to death.
In
Going,
between shots.
Let me see where they're going to go today.
Good luck, Millie, doing that. Billy Doherty watching. Dave Kruger watching said that he was thinking about fear and doing that. He had a heart attack a couple years ago. He said, half the trip in the ambulance, it took me to calm down before I would remember to talk to God to try to trust him going through the worst day of his life. So,
Yeah, and
those
I
moments
put it
humble
in that message last week just because, like breathing, like that guy that I pulled up on that was having an anxiety attack, thought he was having a heart attack. It's like if you can slow your breathing down and then you can really begin to talk to the Lord, pray, then it really can get you to a sense of peace where the other stuff don't seem to work too well. If you because it gets in your head. And if you let the negative play in your head, you can get in a loop on it, and then it takes you to a place
body
that you
keeps the
can't
score.
resolve. Yeah, so then you're like sitting there going.
everything.
So it's like if you can just, and that's where Kruger's saying the same way. It's like how many times have we're on a scene, it's the same way. If I can calm them down and just get them to talk through, like, hey, it's okay, and then I ask them, is it okay if we pray together or whatever the circumstance may be? It's amazing how calm a prayer will help you.
and you said most people on the scene are not wired that way, that you as a chaplain come in and help do that.
Oh yeah, well they all got other more
Right.
important jobs to do, whether it's whatever it is, whether it's
But I said before, that's a big thing.
Yeah, it is. Well,
They're
because
glad you're there.
yeah, if and we all have a role to play, whether it's in a school or your home but
A calming
the
presence.
calming presence. I mean, and Dr. Fred used to be really, really the best at it. I mean, when we were growing up, I remember watching with him when we'd go in the hospitals and stuff, and part of it is Matt Kinney, the chaplain, he was going to the scene where those kids were the kid was killed and the lady was killed, and we knew it. He was just like, man, hey, pray with me. He was getting ready to go in to meet with them, to talk to them, and I was like, just remember the power of presence. It's like it's not what we say; it's that you're there, and that you can pray and you can let your presence be there. Well, it's weird because everybody's in so many different places and there's so many things going on, and you really don't have the answers as far as what tomorrow looks like because it's different for everybody. So even with all those tragedies and all the things going on with our local kids or what's happening there, it's like all of it's different because everybody handles it differently.
Right.
And some people are quick to respond, and then you're mad at them. How could you get over it that fast? And then other people, they've been processing for a long time. It's like, what's it take for you to get over it? And then next thing you know, it's like, hey, man, everybody's different. Everybody's trying to figure it out. And it's good to be able to talk it out, so that you can have some different perspectives on that. But anyway, go back to what Kathy was. Did she have a question? We'll try to answer.
She did. A couple more comments. The Carol watching in Australia said it's 6:30 a.m. starting her day with us.
Man, Carol, thank you for putting up with the foolishness. And then now we're trying to get to some good stuff.
Good stuff. And then Carrie Harper said that he'll do your surgery at Station 2 on the kitchen table. Come on anytime.
Yeah, I talked to Carrie earlier about, he said, I got a knife over here. Come on over here and I'll cut it out of it. Yeah.
Save you some time and stress.
I would trust him. I think I can do
Carrie.
it. He's got some good, there's some good narcotics on that trauma unit. We can get in there.
How hard could it be?
It can't be that bad.
But Kathy grew up in a denomination where she said she was taught to pray to God, and said that actually one time when she asked the pastor, he said it was inappropriate to pray to Jesus. So that he said you direct it directly to God, not to Jesus.
Hey, that's semantics.
And that's what she's kind of saying is, I don't know who to pray to now. I think about trying to talk to Jesus day in and day out through praying and asking him things, but is it wrong or inappropriate? God's word tells us to pray without ceasing, but I don't know who to pray to.
That's a good question, but they're all the same. So that's the Trinity. So that's why I think it's semantics. Certain denominations are, I'll just say denominations. They believe differently, but the truth is, if it's Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, you have the Holy Spirit inside of you, so we don't have to worry about that. When you've asked Christ to come into your life, you have him with you. And then we have direct access to God, and it is through that relationship with Jesus. So I don't think he's sitting there going, no, go back now.
Prayer denied. Didn't go. Yeah. Sorry. You messed it up.
Right, and that's where, to me, people complicate prayer, I think, a lot.
Well, it's just overall. People complicate religion.
Yes.
And spirituality. And all
well, and then I go back to it. How many times have you ever been somewhere, though, and somebody's like, hey, you go ahead and pray? Like, oh, I can't do that. It's like
yesterday.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean? All you're doing is you're just talking to them. It's just like it's out of a relationship. But then people have said it to me, well, you're a professional at it. I'm like, no, not really. I prayed before I was a preacher. There's no. But it's intimidating if you're comparing it, or you're grown up in certain religions where they make it complicated. Where I just go keep it simple. It's why Simple Church is what it is. Keep it simple and keep the doors open and talk to them. And however that comes out, he's good with it. It doesn't matter how you do it. I still confident in the fact that he loves us so much. Yeah, he loves us so much. All he wants to do is it's like my kids coming to talk to me. Am I mad at how they talked? I don't care, man. I
didn't address me properly. Yeah,
right,
go away.
Whatever. Man, it's like, come on, I'm ready to help you. However you want to talk about it.
And that's one of the main things we get at down there with the students, and because they're still in that stage where they don't want to say anything in front of anybody, let alone pray. But we encourage them and tell them all the time, it's like, guys, I'm not a professional preacher either. Like, when I get up there and pray, like y'all hear how butchered up it sounds sometimes, it's a little choppy, and I forget my words and all that. But like you said, God knows your heart, and it's just as long as you're speaking to him honestly and truthfully, I don't think there's going to be any. I don't think anything's going to get lost in translation because
the email's not going to get bounced. It's going to say return to sender. Didn't count.
No, do you remember though when was it Bruce Almighty when he was in there answering all the emails from God, whatever, where he was like,
I use that video.
Yeah, it's funny because but it's like he can handle it. Just talk to him. He's good. He's not overwhelmed. He don't have a big email box that he's trying to figure out like us.
He's not stressed. And one of the verses you shared in the message on Sunday, you can go watch it on the Simple Church app. You can watch it on YouTube. We're back on YouTube. Check out the full message if you missed it. James 4:2 said the reason you don't have what you want is that you don't ask God for it. And that's a great reminder for all of us, because are we going to God first, or are we stressing and worrying and trying to go in the internet and asking Google and ChatGPT and all these different things now? But on the flip side of that verse gets abused, and you kind of hit on it about asking for things and God being a vending machine. So how do you balance those two things?
Oh, well, that's why I was laughing about it, because it's like, I think basically what that scripture was saying, it didn't know about $1 million Rolls Royces that we were going to have. Like,
prosperity gospel.
But what I will say is that a good dad, a loving father, wants to bless you. And what they're looking for is the humility and the heart behind what you're doing. You took your kids to Disney because you go, I love you, and I want you to have a great experience, and I want you to, and there was the money, obviously you got a budget somewhere, but you're going, man, this is just lavish. We're going to go and have a good time, and I want you to have these memories. Well, in the same way, our Heavenly Father is perfect. We're still sinners. We do look at when they go, well, we're 400 over, 100 over. But he's like, man, I want you to know that. And I think the problem is that the challenge is going, God, I really want what you want, so help me to see it from your perspective. Don't help me to be selfish or to look at something from the wrong perspective. And then there's grace when we do. He's able to go, man, I got you. I'm not going to hold that over your head, but there's something that we can still learn from it, because that's the other part of it, is like not being so intimidated that you don't talk to him, at the same time understanding that you have direct access and that you can keep it real, and he's got grace and mercy. He's not going to sit there and beat you up when you do it wrong. You're not going to do it wrong. You just go to him, start the conversation.
What's the Robert Duvall movies of The Preacher? You showed the clip before. When he's yelling at
what is the
God
name of
up in
that?
the
Oh, it's a
attic.
it's a great clip on prayers.
For sure. He can handle it. He wants to talk to you.
Yeah. What was the name of that movie? I don't
I'll
know.
look it
Robert Duvall. It was good.
But you shared the verse too of Jesus kind of saying that you go through and cast everything on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. But he can handle all of your anxiety to turn it over to him.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And we think sometimes it's like, well, he's pretty busy. He's got some stuff going on. I don't know if I'm just going to go and figure it out. I don't want to bother God with that.
Well, and I think that's this. I was looking this verse up, and this is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 18. It says, "Every one of us now, all of us, can come to the Father directly through the Holy Spirit because of what Christ has done for us." And this is where I grew up Catholic. It's like you have direct access. So because of what Jesus did and why he sent his son is to make the connection accessible back to us. Because of sin, we couldn't. So it wasn't a matter of, am I going to mess it up, or have I done it wrong, or I have to say exactly this right word to make it all happen. No, it's just like, man, I'm looking at your heart. I've died so that you can directly go to God. And yes, whether that's you're praying to Jesus and Jesus is talking to God, they're all the same. So it's like, to me, it's semantics. It's like, God, you know what I want. And that's and that's why we keep going back to, like, if you ever hear people, it's like, I heard somebody tell us, like, you can't baptize unless it's in Jesus' name, or what. There's all these semantics of religion that I think Jesus just laughs at, because it really comes back to the heart. It comes back to your desire to connect with him. He wants to connect with you. And if you can keep it simple and direct, I think it will help you. The other part, like this book that I brought up, and it's sold out, where I think we're getting some more books in, The Prayer Experiment from Matt Smallbone. I started reading it, and what I loved about Matt, his first thing was like, everybody thinks the preacher has this figured out, but he's like, I'm being honest with you when I tell you my prayer life was horrible. And so I had to go learn that, and he went to the Lord's Prayer. It's basically a breakdown of Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, saying that was, Jesus said, this is how to pray, not what to pray. Because we pray that exact phrase and go, whether football game, before whatever, let's all get together and recite it. He's like, no. It's a template of just going like, man, God, you're good. Our Father, hallowed be thy name. It's like, man, I'm so thankful. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's giving you an outline. So it actually has a prayer journal in the back and stuff too. I think we'll have some more available. It's on Amazon and stuff too. You can download Amazon and all that. But I think that's the thing. All I'm trying to say is if you're overwhelmed with anxiety and you're feeling that, I do know it's the antidote. And every time you begin to worry, the way you flip the switch is to go, God, I'm going to talk to you about that. So as I said in the sermon, if it's big enough to worry about, it's big enough to pray about. So whatever it is, it doesn't matter what you're stressing over. And if your kids learn that and you told them that and you modeled that, how much different would their anxiety be? So like if it's a test, if it's friends aren't talking to me at school,
middle school.
Like, all of those things, you go, well, let's talk to God about it. If you're worried about it, let's talk to him. He can handle all of this stuff. Well, then it goes back into now I'm 56, right? Somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. And now I'm telling my kids, hey, there's something on my chest, but let's talk to God about it. Well, if they've seen you do that and that's a part of what's going on, then that's a good thing. And the best example that I saw last night, because I'd obviously talked on that morning, then I went home and ran a couple of errands, had to go all this stuff, but I got home and 60 Minutes came on, which I hadn't watched in a long time. I used to give y'all the breakdown 60 Minutes every week.
Absolutely.
Well, there's a congressman, I think it's S-A-S-S-E, Christian guy, but diagnosed with a terminal illness. And he was like the guy, and they're interviewing him, and like the interviewer's like, what are you dude, this guy was in the picture of health, and it's come down, he's ate up with all this cancer and all this stuff.
Ben Sassy,
yeah. And he's just like, man, it puts everything in perspective. It's really a gift, You know, and the guy looking at him, and he's like, well, let's talk about that. And he was just like, well, aren't you worried about leaving your kids? And he was just like, well, I know where I'm going. They know the truth. Like, this is on 60 Minutes now. This is not like me and you at a church service. And he's walking through. He said, of course, as a dad, like, you want to be able to be these moments and these different things going on. But where I really connected with him is he was basically saying, like, do we believe it or do you not? And then if we do, yes, there's that anxiety and those different things going on. But the other side of it is like you're trying to teach your kids something too. So like however you're handling whatever adversity and the transparency and the honesty of that by talking to God and walking with him through that, everybody's going to experience something. Nobody gets a pass. So if you think you're going to walk through here and it's all going to go your way, it's just not the truth. The world is, no matter you're Christian or not Christian, it is a roller coaster. There are ups and downs. So for me, it's like perspective. I'm going to enjoy every day that God blesses me because, man, God, this is a great day. I know you've given me this. But now also, I'm going to trust you with things I can't see tomorrow, and I'm going to try to walk through that. Why? So that then your kids and your family can enjoy a good dinner tonight. Or the sunrise. I mean, me and Emma have this thing where we send each other pictures of the sunrise or the sunset. It's like, man, look at a beautiful day, whatever it is. Well, if you're so busy on all this other stuff,
you miss it.
And then you have a problem with anxiety and you project that onto your kids when already full of anxiety, do you trust or not? Because I thought you said we could trust God through this. I thought you said this is what's going on. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to be perfect. You can go, man, no, I'm really struggling today. That's why I'm even going to pray more. So it's not like you saying, hey, I got it figured out and I don't ever struggle with that. It's like, no, let me tell you, this is what I'm doing. So like me personally, that just happened in my life. Thank God I'm not terminal like this guy is. But there are still lessons to teach your kids as you're learning them yourselves. Like you have to walk through that and go, okay, if it's Will's having surgery Thursday again. I mean, so you got John and Elizabeth Vance. We're walking through all this. I could go through. You're having babies. There's all kinds of ways that you can go. Oh my gosh!
About to graduate.
Right? Yeah. It's like where am I going to like jobs? I mean, Ian's in New York. But you go, man, just enjoy it. Like you're right there right now. Enjoy it. God's going to take care of you. Trust Him. Even in the adversity or the highs or the lows, and then there's no fear, there's no anxiety. Like, cast all of that onto Him. Well, how? Is by praying about it. Like, by literally stopping and going, I'm turning this over to you, as opposed to just letting the tape play in your head, man. It's like, oh, my gosh, oh, my gosh, oh, my gosh. I'm like, no, just pause. That's why the app works for me. That's why I was glad he shared it. It's like, press the pause button, take a deep breath, talk to him and share with him what's going on. And I guarantee you, at y'all's age, you're not doing it very often. You're just not. And so then if you're not, they're not. And if you don't ever model it, they'll never really see it because no one in our culture is modeling it. So I'm 57. I think I figured it out. I'm 57. It doesn't happen. So even like right now, me and Angie are working on like where there's she's struggling with can you just turn everything off? Like, do we have to listen to our phones? Do we have to be TikToking before you go to bed, or as soon as we wake up, or the news, can we just have some quiet? Can we just have some peace? You know, can we just, hey, let's just, whew. And both of us will say the same thing. When we do, we're all better. You have a sense of, okay, so like my walks, I don't listen to radio, I don't listen to podcasts, it's like there's only so much. I'm like, oh. So even like I told you when I got in the MRI, bad choice going to classic rock, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just like bombarding me in my head with music, and I love classic rock, so I thought, oh, it was going to be good, it'll distract me. The truth was no, I probably needed something just to turn everything off and just like, let me just pause. Let me just kind of unplug for a minute. And those are the things, like I'm telling you, I'm a little older than y'all, like learn the habit. Like if you can learn the habit earlier and you can figure that out, because I still hadn't got it figured out. I'm not like I'm saying I'm knocking it out of the park, but I get a single every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting on base. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like,
I heard a wise preacher say this week, we don't always have the power to control, but we always have the power to surrender.
That was a good one.
That is a good one.
Well, I say it But be honest with yourself, like, and this is where I have to be, transparent, is like, until you get in a position that forces you to surrender, you're not really good at surrendering.
We like to hold on tight.
You just don't. You think you're going to do it. So then disease or job loss or relationship breakup, like when your wife comes in, you like if you're all you're like, we're good, and then they come in like, this is not working for me. I've met with people a long time. They're like, wait a second, I'm ready to listen. I'm ready. What is going on? Well, what if you could just begin to do that a little every day? What if it was just a little? What if you, and that's why I keep talking about the Pause app. It's a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
So we're not, you got 24 hours. You're awake. Sometimes I'm up way more. But just to give a couple of minutes to just go. And it's really good because it's going to make you think you're tripping out because it's breathe. It's meditation. And the reason I said it's like prayer and meditation. People are like, oh my gosh, like I'm not going to do all that. I'm not. Okay, well then just keep doing your thing, man. If that's working, cool. But what if spending time in prayer and meditating on a thought is the thing that gets you to the next level of peace? And why wouldn't you? If it makes you a better dad. But here's what's happening right now. Even in a pocket, you're worried about what you got to do tonight. I got t-ball practice. I got to go. We got to fix dinner. We got to mow this. I'm going back to work here. It's like, and in our culture with technology, boy, it just starts rolling. It just rolls, and it's like, and then we don't usually give ourselves margin or permission to take a break or whatever.
One thing that's worked for me that I've been doing probably the better part of a few months is on the way into the office and on the way home, there's nothing playing in my car. It is complete silence. Now, once the kids get in, when I pick them up after school, there's no more silence. But, that 10, 15 minutes, even just driving from down here at the boardwalk all the way to Apollo, that really gives me a time to just not think about anything. Just clear my brain. And then I have noticed that I'm a better dad for it. I'm not as upset when somebody has not had a great day at school, or not as upset when I get home and see
15 minutes to listen to the Saints is not helping your attitude and your mental state getting right.
Well, that's what I was going to say. All I would challenge you on that is take 1 minute of that 15 minutes. What I found on that Pause app is it'll give you a scripture that you may not think of or you may not remember. Like Evan's reading off my notes, but if I asked any one of y'all, give me one that I said, including me, I preached it, and I'd go, hold on a second. Let me think about that, because it's not quick.
We laughed hard. Remember you showing Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah. It's not hard on the eyes, boys. I understand.
I walked in the video room, and I was like, well, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Well, because everybody's got a prayer.
That's true.
Sometimes that's the ones you really care about. You heard me?
I got Sydney Sweeney at home.
Yeah.
Good answer.
So good job. But what I'm saying is if you can focus on the right thing, or there's something being said. This morning, ironically, you said it in the Pause app for me this morning, it was the John 15, the vine and the branches. And then it ends with, and it just stayed with me because you meditate on it, you think about it. Apart from me, you can do nothing. So it's like, why would you go through your day but you're not connected to it? So if whatever's coming, first responder to whatever, mowing grass to taking care of kids to nurse to doctor to teacher it's like, oh, you think you got this? Like, no, you can't do anything without me. And you think you can. So then you go, okay, help me to stay in that place. Help me to take a deep breath to but I won't do it either. So in other words, I'm just as guilty. I'd get in the car and I'd listen to NFL radio. And then I go, what difference did it make today? And it's okay occasionally, but what's 1 minute, 2 minutes?
It was so crazy to me how you can, I know for me, have the intention to do that, and then you get so distracted. And then
it's ADD world,
8 hours down the road, it's like, dang it, dude, I didn't do that.
And that's why what Josh was saying, habits.
Built into your day.
If you can get in the car and not immediately go to the radio. So for me, and where I relate to that, when I was taking my kids to school and all that stuff, we developed a habit where I would read them a devotion before they got out. I bought a little book, okay? and it was like devotions for kids. And so while we were in car line, I would just pull it out from the seat and go, hey, here's what it is today. Have a good day. And then they would get out. So then partly for me, as much as it was for them, it's kind of like if I didn't develop the habit, I'm not going to do it. Right. Mm-hmm. But then if I'm dead and gone tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? Like if you go, what would I need to invest in them? The scores last night that we don't even remember a year from now. I struggled. I woke up this morning literally because I'd gone in, I'd done the pause app, and then I turned on the NFL radio right before I got out of the office. They started talking about the Super Bowl champions. I can't even remember who won. It took me, I was like, who won? I love NFL. I'm like, who won this year? And I think it was Seattle.
Seahawks.
And it took me a while because I was like, it was a boring game.
Really matter,
and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And then I'm coming back. It doesn't matter what it is that you're putting your energy, your time into. You know, HGTV, you're like, what difference does it make if they remodel the house in time or not? You know what I'm saying? Or what countertop they picked or whatever. You're like, man, I really need the black countertop, you know, or the whatever. It's just like, but we're all there because you're consumed with that. And then I'm going, but if you're going to give your kids something, if you're going to give yourself something, like, do you discipline yourself enough to go, dude, I got a minute or two? And for me, the car back then was a big deal. Because there was nothing. Then the other thing that I do is usually on the way home, I try to return phone calls. So going in, I'm quiet and meditating. But then on the way home, I try to call as many people as I can call so that when I get home, I'm not on the phone. Mm-hmm. I don't want to talk to anybody. So usually once I get home, everybody's like, man, you didn't respond. Like right now, the one thing that is most annoying to me is the idea that because I text you, you should get right back with me. We didn't even have text messages. You don't know if I have my phone or if I don't have my phone.
You just assume you're always going to be
But you assume, like, man, you never got back to me quick enough. I'm like, I didn't care. There it is. How about that? I was busy doing something else.
If it was that urgent, you would have called.
Or I was talking to someone face to face.
On a crisis.
So like, or just not crisis, just wanted to make sure that I was present in the moment of the conversation, not going, hold on a second. It's like, but we are so accustomed to it now. And then you're anxious about whether or not you responded right. Because then it's anxiety. Well, they did it. Oh my gosh, I'm like going, look, we're only human. You can only manage what you got.
That's another thing that's helped my life. I have turned off like 90% of the notifications that come through my phone. I don't get push emails. I'll check it periodically throughout the day, but it's not constantly pinging through on my phone or Snapchat or whatever all this other stuff is. Because I look at the one notification that came on there, and then before I know it, I'm on the Tish Tosh or I'm on.
And that's what they want. They're designed to do that.
It's the way it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, when I first got my Apple Watch, I turned like everything off. And Tyler was like, what's the point of the watch? I'm like, I mean, it tells the time and my steps. Like,
health monitor.
Well, and that's
all I have now is messages and the Rangers updates.
There you go.
Good stuff.
Priority, yeah.
That's right.
500. We're 500. It's just not a good season.
Yeah, I understand.
It's early. It's still April. We got a 1 minute devotional in the chat if you're watching live on Facebook. Remember, you can join us 3:30 on Mondays, and we'll put it in the show notes for kids is a good one that we've done. And so finding those ways to do that, again, we're kind of talking about everybody's habits. Mine's in the morning. So like you said, you can look up and realize, I didn't do this at all today. So I try to do it, get a cup of coffee. I'm up before everybody else in my house and do it right then because I know that I'll get busy and stuff cascades and it goes. And all of a sudden you look up and you're like, I had a quiet time. Hadn't spent time with God today. And so
and I try to, even before I get out of bed, but as soon as my eyes open, I don't do nothing. Like right now, if you think about it, could you give yourself 1 minute before you jump out of bed? And in the 1 minute, if you're like, man, thank you that I woke up today. Like, really, I kind of go back to that Lord's Prayer, like, man, it's awesome. You're an awesome guy. I don't deserve today, so I'm very, very thankful. Man, thank you for meeting my needs. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for helping me today. It's going to be crazy today, I'm sure, but I want to be with you. So then I get up. Then I go take a shower and kind of do what I was going to do, get my whatever I got to do. And then I get in the car and I don't turn anything on. Then I turn on a pause app. So then now instead of just one thing, now there's another thing. And so you can kind of be quiet. And usually for me, it's kind of like what you're saying. The morning is better because it's calmer. Usually it's calmer. Once you can get the kids, like for even when the kids were going on that stuff, when you wake up, if you have no margin in your life, and you have to run out occasionally that can happen. But if that's the habit, you're in trouble.
And you can a little bit of control that. You can
Yes,
wake up 15
yes.
minutes earlier. You can't control what's going to happen when you get home.
Right. So it's like, it's like you kind of have your man. So like, and the only reason I say all of that, all of those habits reduce anxiety because it connects you to the source. That's why he says, cast all your cares on me. Pray about everything, not something. We don't. Usually speaking, we're like, I'm only praying. It's like it's not a habit. We just don't have it. We just don't develop it. And when I was y'all's age, I was not as good. So that's why I'm saying now, like we're talking about, it's like, well, I wish I'd have been better. Just like we'll talk about some things, I'll talk about mistakes I made parenting, like, the anxiety stuff. But the best one on that, and I'll go real fast, is like most people won't take kids on mission trips because they're scared to death. And I'm just going, that's going to be a regret. Like I really look back and go, like today, Hannah went with me to Linwood today. And she was like, this is awesome. She's a graduating senior at Louisiana Tech. Rearranged her schedule to go out and love on kids in a public school that lost a lot of their friends to hand them your cards that you wrote. And she would get some cards. She goes, this is an awesome day. One day that will matter more than any baseball game, more than she played soccer. She did all the sing. It matters more than all of that. But if you never develop the habit of it and you don't ever and we're in Shreveport, it's scary. There's fear of going, she was like, I don't even know exactly where I'm going. I'm like, you'll figure it out. Like, put it
Here's
in your
an
GPS. Yeah. But all of those fears, you overcome those things, and then God does something in those moments that you don't get any other way.
Mm-hmm. You got to get uncomfortable.
So anyway, hopefully that helps you.
I think a good note to end on.
Yeah, let's end on it.
Good podcast today. Thank you for sending in your questions and comments. Again, we'd love to hear from you. Podcast at thesimplechurch.tv. Shoot us an email. You can also join us live every Monday if you're listening on the audio side, and share it with somebody else. Send them the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Spread the word about Backstage with the Simple Church.
Do it.
Let them know.
That's right. No Fear Parenting this Sunday. You want to join us 9, 10, 11 right here at the
Senior
Boardwalk. Tune in. What's that?
Senior Sunday.
And Senior Sunday and Child Dedication.
Come on, let's do it.
Mother's Day, May 10th coming up. It's a good
Man,
time.
we just loaded it up.
Kicking
It's
it
happening.
up.
That's right. So
Kinda happens
check
this
out the
time of
Simple
year.
Church app and the website. You can get all the details on all that good stuff. And if you want to be part of the senior video, deadline's Wednesday. Get that in. We'd love to celebrate them. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.